I get this question multiple times, probably multiple times a month. And the question is, what are your thoughts on the legalization of marijuana? So, y'all, this is actually kind of a complicated question. Um, YMMV, your mileage may vary, which is that fancy statement that used to be part of car commercials, because depending on how you drive and how you treat your cars, what kind of gas you use, where you live, because gas burns and gives off different energies at different altitudes. So if you're living in Colorado versus, the Gulf Coast, it could be different. So your mileage may vary. So when it comes to the legalization of marijuana, your mileage may vary. If you were listening to this particular answer in a particular state, it could be that marijuana is legal. Right now, I'm in Texas. This is December of 2022, and so marijuana is not legal. I don't know that I have a real professional opinion other than to say that I've seen the effects of cannabis overuse, use overuse. So some of the folks that I work with smoke too much weed, and it can predispose to psychosis and all sorts of stuff, to dependence, where people literally cannot function without smoking weed. It can create something called a motivational syndrome. Is kind of like where people smoke so much and they just go, man, I don't really want to do anything. You're like, wait, let's go, get a job or do something. And those folks are like, nah, I'm not interested. On the flip side, the argument that a lot of people make is, well, alcohol is legal and alcohol is more dangerous than marijuana. And at first I was like, well, I mean, those people aren't wrong. So, alcohol can create incredible dependency, meaning that people will feel the need to wake up and drink throughout the day, and it can have a powerful influence on certain people's brains depending on their genetics and other factors, personality, availability, stressors, that sort of thing. And so I don't ascribe to the idea that just because that bad thing is legal, we should make other potential bad things legal. Um, yeah, it's so professionally. Yeah, I'm just like, that's it's not cut and dried, because we do know some of the risks. Now, on the flip side, a lot of the research has not really been done on a very broad scale because it's been criminalized for so long. And so, if you think of a lot of the medicines that we use in psychiatry, that's all, it's randomized, control tested, and we do really big research trials on all this stuff. Whereas with cannabis, there are research trials that have been done, but for certain limited purposes. So, what's my professional opinion? It's all that gobbledygook. What's my personal opinion? Well, this is where it gets a very interesting, because I'm very much a believer, personally, that yes, you have to take responsibility for yourself. I don't like to micromanage people, and I want y'all to live your best life. And so it's a lot harder because, again, I mean, weed costs money. A lot of the weed that's out there has been bred to be a different strength than what some of the folks were smoking back in the 60s and 70s. And so I just personally, I'm like, I don't do that. I don't imbibe in that particular thing. And so I just get everybody I'm around, I just tell them, please be cautious, because you just don't know what you're getting. And so, and of course, because it's not legal or regulated, just people put all sorts of stuff in it. And I mean, people are going to people. And if some of those people want to make a quick buck or make $1 at your expense, they may do things to it that is not ideal. So anyway, so that's a whole meandering way of answering the question, should it be legal? I don't know. If I were to vote, I'd probably say no, but that's just a me thing. I'm one vote out of the 27 million votes in the state of Texas, which is why it's really important that everybody register to vote and you vote. And if you don't like my vote, then vote against me. Vote yourself. And if it just happens to negate my vote, then there you go. Democracy in action. I do know that in the most recent gubernatorial race of Texas, that issue came up, and the Democratic nominee was in favor of marijuana legalization. And even though I supported him, that's one particular topic that we don't fully agree on, but to each his own. Again, that's why we live in a democracy and we can have these adult level conversations. And so, in conclusion, should it be legalized? Insert shrug emoji here.